Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Is it too late to purchase XRP? Are we late to the party right now? Is the best that was ever going to happen in terms of price action and real world adoption of XRP, is that all behind us? I say no. I say the party has not even started yet. And there are a lot of reasons for that. And so I'm going to share with you some of my own personal opinions and insight. And I've also got a couple of articles and some tweets from XRP community members I want to share with you as well, including this article titled XRP Searches Are Trending on Google. I will say this. If the party with XRP were over, we've already seen the best days, it's all behind us, something like this probably wouldn't happen. I also enjoyed this piece from CoinDesk. Enjoyed it in a weird way. The author of this ended up making a pretty sound point as far as what it makes sense in a broader sense to adopt it in the world of crypto. And then talked about XRP in a negative light, which was just completely opposite of what his initial idea was that he posited. And I was just like scratching my head, like, what is going on here? So I wanted to share that with you as well. But it's all along the same concept of what's going on with XRP and where can we expect things to go. Now, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background, okay? I'm not offering financial advice. You absolutely should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write ever. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just, I'm a member of the XRP community. I have a lot of fun engaging with you, all of you out there, and it's fun to make YouTube videos to talk about something that I'm interested in. So that is all that it is. It's a lot of fun. But I want to be super clear so that nobody gets the wrong idea about who I am or my background or anything like that. And I think it's important that I mention that at least once in every single video. I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing it, but I think it's the right thing to do. Now, before going any further, if you would please delicately tap that like button, I would certainly appreciate the support. It will tell the YouTubes that you like this, and it may result in them pushing this content out onto other people, which I would certainly appreciate. And also, I understand that for some of you here, this may be your very first time ever using the internet, which means that you might not yet be subscribed to the Moon Lambo channel. And let me tell you, you are missing out. This is, in fact, the best channel on all of the YouTube. So I wanted to invite you to come and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel. If you don't have to, if you just want to come out, watch a video here or there, that's fine. But I do appreciate the support if you'd be willing to give it a whirl. Plus, you can always unsubscribe if you decide that the content's tanking. Please don't unsubscribe. I need you. All right, so let's hop in here, and we've got, as I record this, we got XRP at 30.1 cents. You got Bitcoin at $11,690. You've got the market cap for the entire crypto asset class at $351. Now, I've been in the world of crypto for almost 3 years. It was towards the beginning part of November 2017 when I, on somewhat of a whim, jumped into the world of crypto after reading a very negative article about developments surrounding some sort of hack. I guess it was of Ether on an exchange. I'd actually have to go back, and if I watch my first video, I can't even, it was clear back then when I was recording it, but I can't remember all the specifics, but it was some sort of negative thing. I was like, I'm just going to jump in. So I kind of did on a whim, and then a week later I bought my XRP. And at that point, XRP, the first time I bought it, it was like 21 or 22 cents. It was somewhere around there. And the market cap for the entire crypto asset class was $200 billion. And I had no idea that mere weeks later, the crypto asset class, and I'm going to show you a chart, but maybe I could just pull it up now. Why the hell not? The crypto asset class went from, so here's where I jumped in, or wait, where was I? May, that's April. Whoop. If you go a little bit further, so it would have been somewhere around here. That's October. So yeah, as I'm getting into November here on your screen, yeah, there you can see it was right around $200 billion. And quickly jumped in a matter of weeks all the way up to, according to CoinMarketCap here, the peak that I'm picked up on right here is $833 billion. Freaking nuts. And you might be wondering, how is it possible that can happen? Well, to be clear, it's not that many hundreds of billions of dollars flowed in. It's that the amount of money required to flow in to make prices jump up that much, it's not that great. Because understand the market cap really is just the quantity of whatever cryptocurrency it is you're talking about times the market rate. It's that simple. And so you get this multiplier effect. And so when there's a frenzy around a new technology in general, which you saw with the dot-com boom and bust, and when there's illiquid markets, as they were back then and are today, there's an opportunity for these crazy asymmetrical returns of time. But it's going to be a bumpy ride because things are so illiquid. And you have seen markets stabilize in a general sense year over year, ever since the inception of this asset class over a decade ago. And so as far as the opportunity for XRP specifically, consider this. And here's a tweet that Frecky wrote and tagged me in ultimately. And Frecky, member of the XRP community, wrote the following. This had some great perspective. If you entered into XRP for the first time in 2020, you entered at a great time. There are many on crypto Twitter that entered at prices substantially higher up to all-time high and have worked their asses off to accumulate, so be thankful. Many of which post great XRP/Ripple content. Truer words have never been spoken, Frecky. Yeah, I could not be more on board with that concept. And so I remember I purchased what I could. It was actually hard to get money into the system back then, around late 2017, but I got what I could, and then it started taking off. I was like, I guess I kind of missed the boat. At least I got a little bit at a low price, and I was still learning about market cycles at that point, so I didn't know much. I really was quite green at that point. And so kept going up. I barely purchased any. I think the highest price point, and I didn't put much money at this point, but I was like, I'll get a few more scraps. And I think I bought some, still learning about market cycles when it was like around $2.50 or something like that. It wasn't too much. And then when the bubble popped and it came crashing down, by that point I had pretty well understood at that point what was going on. And so I thought, okay, this could present over time an opportunity to purchase more. And so once XRP got down to closer to 50 cents, I began to accumulate more. And as it went down, I bought more and more and more. And the lowest that I was able to purchase it was actually this year at around 15 cents. Seriously. And so for me, you might be thinking, how could you do that? Isn't this scary? Well, again, none of this is financial advice, but I'm telling you, I did my own research and I found out about market cycles. And given that I believe very firmly that the crypto asset class is not going away for a ton of reasons, and given that my investment thesis is that ultimately utility matters and will win the day, and I see XRP being adopted in the real world, I'm happy to continue to accumulate here. And so, if you think about it, think about one of the first major run-ups. I think this was the Mt. Gox one. Remember Mt. Gox, that early cryptocurrency exchange? This is back in 2013. Unless I could have my timing up, but I'm pretty sure this is when it happened. This tiny bump here, it barely even registers. And so this right here, where I'm circling, 2017, early 2018, looks monstrous. Well, just to be clear, back here, and I'm in 2013. If you zoomed in, that's what this little thing here looks like. And there are others along the way, and it looks pretty flat, right? Well, my point in saying this, and the reason that I thought it would be fun to make a video like this right now is because I see so many people entering the world of crypto in summer of 2020. Over the last several months in particular, I've seen a notable uptick in people that are entering this. And so even though none of this financial advice, I thought it'd be fun to talk about this stuff, share my perspective, and I love hearing from you guys in the comments section to see what you think about all this and what your ride's been like. But I firmly believe that given that the asset class is not going away, and I think XRP is going to be a huge part of the asset class moving forward, this huge, huge spike and ultimate crash, I believe that this is going to look like this little one here back in 2013 once you have more chart development in the coming years. It's going to look like a little blip on the radar. And again, that goes back to, if you look historically, what's happened, as well as just the fact that crypto's taking hold. And then we're in this environment where you've got the continued debasement of the United States dollar. You're talking about inflation, whereas a lot of these crypto assets, Bitcoin and XRP both, are deflationary, ultimately. Now, I understand right now with mining, you could argue that it feels as though it's inflationary right now, but ultimately, over time, there's eventually the final Bitcoin will be mined if it lives that long. And XRP today, since it was all created at inception and there's a burn rate, it's certainly deflationary no matter what today. And so take a look at this, because look, there's a lot of stuff going on, and I think that there's so many people that have fallen victim to this. And I could tell you, if I'm being honest, and I am, in my first couple of weeks or so in the world of crypto, I bought, like 17 different cryptocurrencies, but from 2018 onward, all I've purchased is XRP, because I think utility matters. But check out this tweet, that you'll see why I wanted to mention this. This is from Galgatron, and he writes, "I know many of you feel like you missed out on some altcoin breakouts. Know this, there are organized pump and dump cartels that strategically/artificially pump coins, drawing attention and fresh capital from surge chasers. Don't chase, it's a trap, invest in fundamentals." And there you go. I could not agree with that more. And I witnessed that firsthand throughout 2017. I see it happening again here, even in 2020. And so to me, being a trader or FOMOing in or panic selling, that's not an option for me. I'm a long-term holder, and I understand that most people don't have the guts, the stomach to do it, whatever you want to call it, and they're going to emotionally feel, oh my God, I just put my money and look what it's doing, and I'm counting on people doing that. And it's not that I want people to lose money. I'm just acknowledging human nature and saying, I'm not going to participate. I believe that this is my bet, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think XRP is going to be worth substantially more than it is today, and so I'm not going to be shaken out. I'm just going to hold. I do not emotionally respond. And again, look at this freaking chart. I went through this whole thing here, and I continue to sit here, and whether it goes up or down, I'm just kind of like, eh. I mean, admittedly, it's fun and kind of exciting when price goes up, don't get me wrong, but in particular, when it goes down, it doesn't affect me in some sort of emotional way. And none of it, whether it's up or down, none of it affects my buying. I buy on a regular set schedule. That's it. I choose to. And I only put in what I'm willing to lose in case I'm wrong. Now let's jump into this. So, and again, it couldn't be more clear to me that purchasing right now, and again, not financial advice, I'm just sharing my opinion, but purchasing right now, to me, for me personally, makes a ton of sense. And that's why I've continued to do it. XRP around 30 cents today. I believe consider this. When XRP was around half a penny, and it was for a long, long, long time, there was a point where it rallied up to 6 cents. That's a 12-fold increase. That's massive, right? And then it crashed pretty much all the way back down. And you can imagine, think about it, a 12-fold increase if you bought at the top, and then it goes down to whatever percentage that is, almost 100%. My gosh, you must feel like, oh my God, it's the end of the world. What is going on here? Well, just like that's the case for anybody that purchased, and this has been true with Bitcoin too, and that's why it's worth being aware of historically what has happened in terms of price action. With Bitcoin, even if you bought at any all-time high, even if you just held from that all-time high, no matter how much it crashed, even if it's 80 to 90%, and this is a fact, you can go back and check it yourself if you don't believe me, you'd be better off to just hold it than selling at the bottom because it always went back up. And similarly with XRP, I certainly suspect that with the great run-up from 20-something cents to almost $4, I suspect that even those that bought at the all-time high or close to it, I suspect that holding it for, even if it takes years, I don't know how long it's going to take, I suspect that markets are going to do what markets do, and XRP, it's clearly being adopted, is not going away. That's my opinion. I think it's going to rally far, far past where the all-time high was. So I'm happy to just sit tight and continue to accumulate. And again, this is not like my retirement plan. I only put in what I'm willing to lose. It's just a part of my investments. But and some people feel different. Some people are really all in. But I want to be able to sleep at night, so I do me. You know what I'm saying? But look at this. Look at the trends. XRP searches are trending on Google. Ripple's XRP, that's the wrong way to word it, it's just XRP, has seen quite a bit of activity recently. Not only did the coin participate in the new rally, which allowed its price to finally breach its limitations and grow all the way up to 30 cents, but it also managed to reclaim its third spot in the list of largest cryptocurrencies. They're talking in terms of market cap there. And so according to Google Trends, the U.S. users who use Google for their searches seem to have been extremely interested in XRP in the last week of July. In fact, the interest surged so much that it reached some yearly highs that were not seen in quite some time, or quite a while, they wrote. This has been seen by the interest over time indicator, which shows the quantity of searches for specific words and phrases. The indicator shows a major increase for XRP searches. And so here's what I'm counting on. I'm counting on not just the fundamentals which matter, and they do matter, in terms of real-world adoption. I'm counting on humans continuing to behave like humans. We've got close to 100 years worth of data with the stock market indicating that people FOMO and panic. And think about that. And it's the same with crypto. And all this information is publicly available, and it does nothing to stop it, because these people, even if they're aware of it, and most aren't, even if they're aware of it, they still emotionally respond by buying or selling. I'm counting on that. I think that they're going to keep doing that. I think that the interest is going to pick up again, and Bitcoin's going to lead the market as it does. And I don't think it's always going to be the leader. Maybe it will, but I don't think so. And I think that the altcoin market's going to follow, and XRP is going to be a huge part of that. And I think that there's going to be another parabolic move upward at some point. And so here's a tweet that I shared several days ago. I almost never think about what my XRP is worth in terms of United States dollars. I'm typically just thinking about the quantity of XRP I hold, which is in large part because price fluctuations don't emotionally bother me, even large ones. And that's true. Even the largest ones, they do. I am not phased at this point. I am emotionally impervious. I am bulletproof to this stuff. Absolutely. And in the very stages when I was still learning, I wasn't, admittedly, but I am now. It does not faze me. And so when I was talking earlier about how I'm just accumulating through all of this, I'm not kidding about it. And so, like, if you're always focusing on what it is, what your XRP holdings are in terms of dollars, I think it's probably easier to get freaked out. And I by nature, like, I don't look at it like that. I'm just always accumulating and looking at knowing what that top number is across my wallets. And so there we are. Just how I approach this. Now take a look at this from CoinDesk. 2 reasons crypto's bull market is coming. In the past few months, at least 4 crypto hedge funds have shuttered, yet there's never been a better time for institutions to get involved in this sector. And I found that interesting because I didn't realize that there were several that had shuttered, because actually institutional adoption of cryptocurrencies, as I've highlighted in recent videos, is increasing. Now, despite an unprecedented global pandemic wreaking havoc on just about every major economy on the planet, investors have made quite a lot of money in recent months in both traditional and crypto markets. When it comes to the latter, this is just the beginning for those with the discipline to seek out underappreciated opportunities in this fast-paced industry. Yeah, and the way I look at it is if it were more obvious and clear that this were going to be the thing, everybody would be doing it now, but then there wouldn't be such a great opportunity for return. That's how I look at it. Anyway, the incoming bull market for crypto will look completely different than the last one, mostly because there won't be just one, but 2 different bull markets simultaneously playing out over the next 12 to 18 months. One will involve the rotation of capital from zombie projects to protocols, and check that this is the part that I think is he's kind of nailing here. One will involve the rotation of capital from zombie projects to protocols where the underlying product is actually being used and accruing value. Even without an influx of new capital or users, there is still too much money tied up in ghost protocols, many of which dominate today's large cap names. Now, I didn't know that he was going to go on to talk about XRP in this piece. I was just reading the article and I read all sorts of crypto related news, and I report on a small portion of it, but I read a ton of it. And so he wrote that. I was like, yeah, he's nailing it there. It's like he's talking about the underlying product actually being used. XRP is being used in the commercial production of enterprise software today. Now, as far as the accruing value part, value is different than price. So I was hoping when I first read that he was talking about the utility of it, because that's what the value is, whereas price, that's more the open market rate. And I like to distinguish between the two. If he was talking about it, if he meant price instead of value, which I think he ultimately did, I think that's not a good way of looking at it, because today it's the case that XRP, along with every other altcoin, is just following the price action of Bitcoin because people are not sufficiently parsing out the differences between coins. And we can talk about the reasons for that, but that just seems to be an undeniable truth. So I don't think that's a good thing to track in terms of determining what the long-term viability would be for any crypto-related project. But anyway, he wrote after the last bull market, we were left with many projects with no real usage other than speculation. They were focused more on marketing efforts than actual product development. Also true. Take a look at this, though. This is where he goes way off the rails. Take XRP, for example. It is the king of worthless altcoins due to its ability to accrue very little to no value, even if adoption skyrockets. See, and look, so right there, he's already going against what he says is actually important, which is actual real-world adoption. Perhaps he doesn't know that XRP is being used in enterprise-ready commercial software. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's that head in the sand. I don't know. Either that or he's being disingenuous. It's probably one or the other here, right? But in terms of value, the value is increasing because the value is the real-world adoption and the problem that it's solving for people. In terms of price action, even if you want to argue that it's been down, well, first of all, XRP has been outperforming Bitcoin like threefold over the last 30 days, so you don't have an argument if you want to talk about that window. Or you could pick a time window that would line up with your narrative better and make XRP sound worse in terms of price action. But even then, there's a reason that outside of that little tether bump, which I'm not going to get into in this video, XRP has maintained its number 3 spot in market cap. And so the reason is it's been within a certain range going up and down with the rest of the altcoins. If it were the case that XRP were doing substantially worse, it would have been bumped out of that number 3 spot. So sorry, mister here, but that's a bad argument. And so you'd have to be, for you to have that opinion, and if you are being intellectually honest here, and maybe you are, you need more information. You definitely do, because it's absolutely undeniable from my perspective. And I'm not a chart guy, mind you, but I have eyeballs and I can look at charts and I can see that all XRP is just following Bitcoin. That's it. So if you're saying XRP performance is poor, that speaks to Bitcoin's poor performance. And you can try and paint a narrative by the honing in small time windows. But if you just line up the XRP chart relative to USD and the Bitcoin chart relative to USD, they look rather samey. Okay. They just do. Use your eyeballs, look it up yourself, you can see all this. And so to me, it's always silly when these types of arguments go up here. And so as far as where XRP is going, like I said, I don't make price predictions, I do not offer financial advice, but I could not be more optimistic for the long-term viability of it. And I think it is exciting. And that's part of the reason it's fun to follow this stuff and make YouTube videos on this every day? It's because I have skin in the game. It makes it much more fun to track this stuff. Even though I'm not looking at, I usually don't look at what my XRP is worth in terms of United States dollars, and I just look at it in terms of what I'm accumulating. Even so, it's still fun tracking all of this, because I think that and perhaps you feel the same way, found something before the vast majority of the world. And so before I sign off here, just consider this last fact. Less than 1% of humans on the planet own Bitcoin, and even fewer even know that XRP exists. So if we are right about this, I think there is an opportunity that XRP could be worth substantially more than it is today. And I don't know what that's going to mean. But given how few people are are participating today in the market, and what the opportunity is as institutional investors continue to come online and up the percentages of their asset diversification that go into the crypto asset class, who could say? Like, it would be weird to me if we don't ultimately have a multi-trillion-dollar asset class. It would be kind of weird to me if we didn't have at least one single coin that hits $1 trillion on its own. That would be kind of weird to me. Assuming it's solving real-world problems, we'd have to talk about the application. We could have a whole other video about that sometime. But that's where we're at now. So if you're jumping in now and you're like, oh my God, am I late? In my opinion, no, you're early. you listening to this right now in August of 2020. You are early to the party. How rude of you. Couldn't you at least show up on time? My gosh. I haven't even finished cleaning up around the house. That's tacky. But I would love to hear from you. Feel free to drop a comment below, but that's it for this one. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything that I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.